Let's go.
You're in.
Where am I? This is an awfully strange kitchen that I'm in, and an awfully strange person holding the camera. This is our first ever truly South Chicago chef show in Chicago. The cameraman is none other than one of my best friends of my entire life, Frank Veraldi, who said, "I'm not going on camera." And if you know Frank, which a lot of you do, you know that when he says it, he probably means it. So he ain't coming on camera. But you are gonna hear his voice. So check this shit out. He's got this entire garden back here. I don't know if you can see. Frank, show him your garden. See if you can see back there, all this garden. You can see through this. There you go. The garden, and I actually got a video of us cutting some of the herbs out there. This garden goes back forever. So Frank said, "Come over for dinner. You're in town for business." My boss's boss, Ray, said, "Dude, when you go to all these cities for work, you should be finding the people that you know in these cities and filming episodes of what these people like to cook." And I was like, "Dude, that's an unbelievable idea." So when Frank invited me over for dinner, I said, "Dude, we should probably film this." This was completely unplanned. We made this plan in the last 10 minutes. We picked a tons of herbs and peppers from his garden, and we're just gonna make a simple chimichurri right here in Frank's kitchen. So come check it out. Here's what we're gonna do. I have this piece of towel because I got pepper juice in my eye and it burns, but we're battling through it. All right, and I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna touch the peppers again and then touch my eyes again because I can't learn lessons. All right, Frank, what kind of peppers are these? These are red serranos?
Those are, yeah, that's a red serrano.
All right, red serrano, in. One red serrano. I know that that's a green jalapeno, in. What is this, guy?
Fresno chili.
That's a Fresno chili. You said this one's hot too?
Yes.
This is a hot pepper. All right. So we got 3 hot peppers going in here. Look at these chives. Come in tight here so you can see. I'm so impressed with the smell of these chives right from Frank's garden. So that's, let's call it one bunch of chives in. This is just a couple pieces of thyme that I kind of roughed up. So we're going to do a little thyme in there. Got to make sure I get all my chives. We're going to do this fresh oregano. What did you call it? It was oregano, and then there was another oregano.
Greek oregano?
Greek oregano and regular oregano. I would say that's about a tablespoon in there. This is about, what, 1/3 of a cup of basil?
Correct.
Oh my God, fresh basil, amazing. Fresh parsley, I would say that's about 1/2 cup, right? Maybe a little bit more than that. 3/4 of a cup of parsley, right? You said it was parsley, Italian parsley?
Mm-hmm.
All right, check this shit out. He grows his own garlic in the garden. This is the garlic stem. This is the garlic right here. I would say that's 3 heads of garlic right from Frank's garden that go in. You do not grow your own limes, though.
No, too cold here.
I was going to say, you're full of shit if you told me you grow your own limes.
You grow those in Arizona.
So this is what, you got to come to Arizona, because I want a lime tree. They do these hybrid deals where it's like lime part of the year and lemon part of the year.
Is that those pomelo things?
I don't know what they're called, but I know that they produce both fruits. So if you ever come to Arizona, this is what I want to do. Like, I want you to teach me how to have this, because we always have good weather. We don't have a non-growing season.
Oh, you can grow so much cool things.
So many cool things. All right, so the juice of 1 lime. I forgot, we had a little rosemary in there too. We're going to throw that in. The juice of a lime. We're going to go the juice of 1 lime and 1/2. Because it was right here. Look at this too. I just saw these like cucumbers from the garden. All right, so then this is 2 tablespoons of white vinegar. And then we're going to go with that much salt. That's a good measurement, right? That much.
That much is perfect.
I've done that a few times. All right, what is this oil? You said it's a combo of what?
Grapeseed oil and olive oil.
Grapeseed and olive oil. I'm at about 4 tablespoons right now. So here's what we're gonna do. I don't know if you can see this in here, but we're gonna pulse this guy up. What do you think? Should it be like a puree when it's said and done, or should it be kind of chunky, in your opinion? Chunky or puree?
I think more puree, like.
More puree? All right, let's see. Can I work this thing?
At some point, though, the leaves can't get any smaller, so you'll tell.
All right, I blew it. How does this thing go on?
Yep.
Yeah? No.
No.
All right, Frank's got to do it. He said he wasn't coming on camera, but he is coming on camera. All right, yeah. Keep going. Here, hold that. We'll keep going. You think we gotta stop it and like knock it down a little bit, or is it, you think it's incorporating enough to?
You can. We'll let it go a few minutes.
A little drizzle. This is gonna help emulsify that oil in there, get it to the consistency that we want. Let's see. Come see. Now that looks pretty good, doesn't it?
Looking pretty tasty.
All right, so now, just like everything, see, I put my finger in there. We do a south side, baby. You know how we do.
The tools we were born with.
That's right. These are called Italian chopsticks. All right, so this is Frank's Herb Garden Chimichurri.
What you need.
Probably a little bit more salt. We're gonna add a little bit more salt. Then we're gonna put these, I'm gonna show you, we're gonna, Frank, brine some pork chops. We're gonna charcoal those pork chops up, and then we're gonna dip them in this chimichurri. But for now, this chimichurri from Frank's Garden is officially the end. What is it? We call it corn risotto?
So it's just, yeah, it's a summer corn risotto.
Oh, this is Cathy, by the way, Frank's wife. And there's Frank doing dishes, like the original Zill. No one knows what that means, but check this out. Her stock that she's going to use, she actually boiled the corn husks and to make corn stock. And now we got a little butter rendering down. We're going to first go in with some of these onions and sweat these onions out. Come back for step 2 next. Short grain rice going in. So
it's got to be short grain.
So you just sweated those onions down in some butter?
Yep.
All right, so it's got to be short grain rice. Why does it have to be short grain rice?
Because it's got more starch, which so the starch is what makes the risotto creamy. There's actually no cream in risotto. And then you also don't want to rinse it, because like if you made like a long grain rice dish, you would rinse it to get some of the starch off.
Yeah.
It would make the grains like stay separated. You want the opposite for risotto.
You want it to stick together
so
almost.
It's like creamy, yeah.
Nice.
So then we're gonna toast this for like 3 minutes or 4 minutes. So basically what you're gonna be able to smell like the nuttiness of the rice. So you don't want to burn it obviously, but you want to get a little bit of...
Do you wait till it does have color on it, or do you...
It depends on how behind I am. But yeah, I like to have a little bit of color. But like, it's just like toasting nuts. The difference between good and burnt is like 4 seconds.
Right. So you got to make sure, right? Because then
it.
it'll get real bitter and it'll be a mess. All right, so browning rice, commence. Glazing of the stock. I'd like to make a quick shout out to Frank and Cathy for letting me drink my favorite beer, the Spotted Cow from the New Glarus Brewing Company. You could only get it in Wisconsin, and it's my favorite beer. Thank you for letting me drink your beer, Frank.
You got it.
And there's Huxley. Hey, buddy. All right. So what do we got here?
All right. So when we stir the risotto, you can see the bottom, like it's dry.
Yeah.
Like there's no. So.
You're right. It's bone dry, pretty much.
So we're gonna add a couple two tree ladlefuls of
the corn stock.
And you want the stock to be hot, or warm,
or at least warm. Why?
Because if it's cool, then every time you add it, it'll stop the cooking, and then it's got to heat back up again and start the cooking and stop the cooking and start the cooking.
Okay, yeah.
And the rice gets really confused, and confused rice is bad.
Confused rice is bad. Confucius rice is bad rice.
Well, this is Italian rice.
All right.
Sure
so then you just then like you literally have to stand here for like 45 minutes.
Yeah,
now.
I mean, there's sort of this myth that risotto you gotta babysit,
right?
And you can't walk away and or it explodes and you have dinner parties,
right? Yeah.
I don't know.
And Gordon Ramsay calls you a donkey.
Yeah, like if I didn't have very important guests coming, I would probably would have put twice as much stock in and walked away for a little bit and like done something.
Yeah.
I guess you're sort of like pushing the rice a little bit at that point, but I mean, I don't think it's that big of a deal.
All right, so this is going to be how many times, in your opinion, until you say you have a finished product?
What I just did, probably 10 to 15, maybe.
10 to 15 times.
But again, if you add, like, I added like 3 ladles. If you added 6,
you could
probably be okay.
Yeah.
You know, because like it's just all this is happening. Like when you normally cook rice, it's all the water, all the rice,
right,
and then it absorbs it.
Yeah.
This is allowing the rice to kind of slowly absorb it so that it lets off that starch and becomes
Right.
creamy. So.
All right, so we're gonna cut so that we could do this 10 more times, and I can drink 4 more
Exactly.
spotted cows. Peace. All right. How many times did you say? Oh, hold on. Someone's at the door. It's Julie.
Hello.
All right. So, how many times did you do the?
I think like 13, 14. So it always ends up taking a little more than I
Anticipate,
expected,
right?
yeah.
And that's just how it is.
And if you run out of stock, just use really hot water. It doesn't matter. Right?
Yeah.
It's not like.
But that stock just gives it like that extra.
Yeah,
little...
and you definitely want to use stock. But if you like run out of stock and the rice isn't done yet, you don't have to like throw the whole thing
Right,
out. You
right.
can just use a little hot water.
Got it.
Which
All
I
right.
had to use a little bit of hot water at the end, but.
Makes sense.
So this is done. So I like my risotto dry. So there's bowl risotto and there's plate risotto. So bowl risotto is
Bowl.
like it's more wet still, and you have to serve it in a bowl. That's
Okay.
a little more traditional, I think, to Italy, but don't quote me on that. A drier risotto will stay on a plate and won't like go all over the place.
Got it, okay.
So I made a drier risotto because I
Okay.
don't want to give people.
Well, that's a good distinguisher because I had no idea that existed.
Yeah. So when you like pile it up, see how it just sort of stays. Like it's
Yeah,
not
it stays
like,
there.
It's
It,
not
right,
like
it's
a
not
soup.
gonna,
Right,
it's not gonna run
soupy,
off.
yeah.
Or, yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
so-
So then, how do we finish this
Okay,
thing?
so I'm gonna finish it with. So this is just fresh corn that I cut off the cobs and sautéed in a little butter.
Okay.
That's
Frank
it.
is coming and interrupting with pork chops. All right.
So I'm gonna add the fresh corn,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna add. So
Was that like 3 ears of corn?
Yeah,
or-
this is probably 3 ears of corn.
Okay.
And then I took. So I did 8 ears total. So this is 4 ears.
Okay.
And then I took the rest of the corn, also sautéed it in a little butter, and I pureed it with like a little bit of heavy cream. So all this is doing is like giving it. This is for the texture, and then this is to get the flavor like mixed throughout
Okay.
the whole.
All right. Makes sense.
So this puree is like totally optional. If you want to skip a step, you can just do the fresh corn.
Okay.
So there we have it. So now it's gonna make it like a nice yellow.
But I thought you put butter in and butter finisher. No.
Right. So I'm gonna finish it with a little butter. So I'm gonna add. I don't know.
That's like 3 tablespoons.
I'm gonna do this guy here. I'm not gonna do.
Oh,
the
just
other
that
one.
one guy. 2 tablespoons.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't quite sure how I was
Kind
gonna
of
feel.
silk it up at the end a little
just
bit.
like a little bit of. And then so this is like a. It's a little bit of a monster right now, but.
Sorry, you just like work it. So now you're essentially.
off the heat right
This
now.
is so it's you're just incorporating
I'm just
at this
mixing
point.
it, yeah.
You're not cooking anything.
No
you're
more
just
cooking.
incorporating.
Yeah, it's all just. Yeah, just mix.
Side note: we also have a little broccoli rabe sautéed in oil and garlic here, right?
Yep.
Or is it butter?
It's oil, olive oil, and a little garlic.
Olive oil and garlic
That's
broccoli rabe.
Rosario Veraldi style.
Ah, a little Ross Veraldi
Yep.
broccoli rabe.
Yep.
A little shout out to the Ross.
Yep. Okay, so now
Alright.
we need a little color, and also I just like I want to put some chives from the garden in there.
Okay, little chives. Not too much, just like
Just
a little
couple
sprinkle.
tablespoons, and then like a little thyme. And the thyme I think is just so good with corn.
Yeah.
And then finally, the last thing we're gonna add is the Parmesan Reggiano, and you can also
baby.
use like any sort of hard cheese, right?
Oh baby, but Frank grates this Parmesan. He's like a Parmesan snob.
Yeah, so he grated this. This is Parmesan Reggiano from Parma.
Nice.
He grated this just finely grated, but you can use
Okay.
any hard cheese you want. We're gonna mix that in. That's done. That's a wrap.
So once this is mixed in, this is a servable thing.
Yep. And I'm gonna taste for seasoning after I add the cheese, because of course the cheese is pretty salty.
Right.
So I was a little under seasoned on purpose.
Undersalted, essentially.
Under salted, yeah. Oops.
No other seasoning though that you're speaking of, right?
No, because the corn is such a light flavor that like if I were making a mushroom risotto, I'd probably use the black pepper and stuff. But
yeah.
this is such a light flavor that I don't think it needs much.
All right. Well,
So we'll
I'm
taste
ready
it
to
for
taste
some
it.
seasoning here.
Get a little of that thyme in there. Here we go.
Need salt. For sure.
Oh my goodness. Wow. That corn stock is like and
Yeah,
the
it's
corn
just
and the corn
so
puree.
sweet, right?
Oh my god, it's like another level.
Yeah. A little salt here, and then I think it'll
I mean, that close-up shot of it just kind of like resting in there, that's real nice. All right, so you did a little more salt?
Just a little more salt. I salt a little heavier.
All right, so this bite right here of the fresh corn risotto is absolutely the end. There he is. He doesn't know I'm filming him. Hold on, wait. I like charcoal and I like smoke. Ow! So what do you got? Some brined bone-in pork chops right there?
Yes, sir.
And a couple little chicken thighs?
Yes, sir. With teriyaki sauce, Cathy wanted on it.
We're about to dip them pork chops in that chimichurrasco. You know it.
Listen, babe.